Top 6 things holding you back from your online dream business. If you are a mid-career tech professional, a developer, a product manager or project manager, a software engineer, these are the top 6 things holding you back from starting your online business and creating that dream life that you want, where you get your time freedom back, and you can also scale up the amount of money that you can pay yourself out each month, because maybe your employer doesn't give you the creative control you need to really flesh out your skills and flex your abilities, and you feel maybe stifled and stuck, and maybe they're not paying you enough, or maybe you're being overlooked and there's no upward mobility. This building your online dream business is solutions to these problems. And maybe you want some wealth creation that you can pass on to your family and be able to step away from your business that you create, have somebody else run it, so then you can spend more time with your family and loved ones. So I'm going to help you out with this. This is top 6 pain points to help you get out of this rut, get started, get moving. And the first one we're going to go over is, let me make myself smaller here so I'm not in the way. First one we have is lack of clarity on niche or audience. So what does this look like? I don't know who I want to serve or what problem I solve. Very common. A lot of people are going through this. So the way we solve this is through market research. And that may sound like a daunting task. It's very simple, actually. With AI, we can do this very easily. You just want to prompt it in terms of what skills do I have that I can turn an offer into, that I can provide the marketplace. And if the marketplace is, depending on what your skills are, because we're talking tech mostly here, skills that you can deliver online remotely. And typically, if you're a software engineer, that can look like automations. If you're a project manager or product manager, that can look like dashboards and reporting and tracking. Basically, you want to turn your skills into an offer that you can market to your ideal customers and clients that have that problem that your skills solve for them. And that's essentially what market research is. It's saying, like, what am I offering to the market that I know is going to land really well? Because people have this problem and it's widespread. There's a demand for it. So I'm going to supply it. And GPT, I use GPT. It can flesh out all this stuff. First, you get I go off of pain points is what we call this. And typically you want to discover what those top 6 pain points are. I use the number 6. You can have as many pain points as you want. I think more than 6 is too much. Below 6, maybe you're not covering the market enough. So each of these problems that you're solving for can be things that make your offer much juicier. And that's this book Above Me, $100 million offers. I've read this countless times until I had my offer locked in. And now I'm helping other people do that as well. Mid-career tech professionals trying to leave the 9-to-5 and start that online business. So use your skills to solve the top 6 pain points of the people that have the problems that your skills solve. And you can put that into AI, prompt it and say, hey, if you don't know what your skills are, first ask it to prompt you, hey, I need to figure out what my skills are that I can create a business around. I'm in tech and I do this and that. Right? I'm a developer. And you start listing out the skills, and it'll help you package that into an offer. You say, how can I market this? How can I present market, or how can I offer this? And then you can ask the question, who would buy this? Who has this problem? Who should I market this to? That's how you get clarity on your niche audience. Second, fear of failure or imposter syndrome. What if I'm not cut out for this? Who would even pay me? So this is a pretty good one. Who understand your clarity on your niche and your audience? You know who's going to pay you. What if I'm not cut out for this? That's a you believing in you type thing. If you want to go mindset stuff, basically, if you persist, you will win. If you never give up, if you have a feedback loop that's constantly giving you results-based data on how you're performing, you can use that to iterate your approach and get better. Doing the repetitions is how you get better. It's how you learn guitar. It's how you build muscle. It's how you become a better business entrepreneur or business owner. By facing whatever problem head on and learning whatever you need to learn to grow past that problem, to solve it. Whatever bottleneck you have currently in your business or with whatever you're trying to solve for, that's where you're currently at until you solve that problem and solve that bottleneck. The whole imposter thing, you have to create evidence that backs up you are who you say you are. Then you're no longer an imposter. That's what's kind of crazy is that you're going to be an imposter as you first start out because you've never owned a business before and you've never done this. That's like me saying, what if I'm not cut out to play guitar, but I've never practiced or learned anything on guitar before? Well, then, yeah, right now, as of today, I'm not a guitar player. I'm not cut out for it. But if I start learning the frets and figuring out where everything is, I will become a guitar player. It will happen. So this is you have to grow into this. The fear of failure thing is because you don't have enough evidence that proves you are who you say you are. So start doing the reps. No experience in marketing or sales is the third top pain point for mid-career tech professionals trying to transition out of 9 to 5 into an online service-based business where they market their skills and make lots of money. I've never sold anything. I don't know how to attract or close clients. So this is something that can hold people back. What you want to learn is marketing and sales. Now, you can either do this yourself. This book, Alex Hormozi wrote this. In this series, there's also $100 million leads. You can pick up that book and read it. I did. It taught me a lot. I also went through his courses. I spent over $15,000 on mentorship myself. I've been in this for about 3 years, 3 years plus. So not only did I teach myself a lot of this stuff, but I learned it from other people. And you want mentors and things like that to help you close the gap. You can't learn this on your own and study on your own. There's a lot of do-it-yourself materials and things to teach yourself. It just takes more time. So one thing I can help you with right now, in terms of the closer framework, look it up and study that. You can go to, once again, AI, say, hey, what's the closer framework? How can I use this? And it'll basically show you, but it's an acronym for clarify why this is like sales calls, or when you're trying to empower somebody to make a decision to work with you or not. And I say it that way because sales can be slimy. If you're like a used car salesman or something like that, people have bad experiences with sales. But ultimately, sales is just, I have a solution to a problem that you have, and I am here to help you make a decision. I'm here to empower you to make a decision. Let's say the yes or no. I'm going to be indifferent to whether that's, if you don't want to solve your problem and work with me, fine. If you do, that's great. Let's do it. I'm here to give you the information you need to make an informed decision. That's ultimately sales. Closer framework helps us do that. So what we'd be doing, I know it's maybe a lot of information right now, but just to give you this nugget, clarify why you're there, label them with the problem, overview of their past experiences, sell them the vacation, explain away their concerns, reinforce their decision. So that's CLOSER. And you can look that up in AI and it'll spell that all out for you. You can review it. And typically you'd build a sales script along that framework to help guide the conversation towards empowering somebody to make a decision. Because that's the problem we all typically have, is making decisions. So that's how that essentially works. You either teach yourself how to market and sell by doing it yourself and going through the trial and tribulation, which all of us have that ability. That's what the brain does. It learns through experience and you adapt. Or you can hire a mentor or buy a course, something like that. Courses are more do-it-yourself as well, but at least you're learning from somebody directly as opposed to like a book. And you can also hire a coach, or you can join school groups. This is school right here. I don't know if you can see the S, SKOOL. That's a platform for people to basically join communities and groups that teach something around a certain subject or topic. You can learn sales in a lot of these groups, including mine. Overwhelmed, juggling time with 9 to 5 and side business. I don't have time. How do I build this while working full-time? Time management is life management, said Tony Robbins and many others. This is a strategy thing. Strategy is allocating time and resources against unlimited opportunities. And that's essentially life. You have time and energy, and you have unlimited opportunities. You can do whatever you put your mind to in terms of using that time and that energy towards building a business, spending time with your family, working a 9 to 5 job, going grocery shopping, going to a theme park. That's all time and energy that you're spending. You have to strategize how you're going to use it. How does it best benefit you or get you closer to your goals? So calendars are great for this, time blocking on your calendars. And that's a tool. Even if you can spend like 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day on your business, that's great. If you want to zoom out a little bit, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, if you can, that'll move the needle. Eventually you'll get there. It may take longer. You may have to make some sacrifices. But I mean, how bad do you want this? If this is your goal and this is important to you and you're serious about it, you should be making time. Use your calendar, stick with it. Don't negotiate with yourself. I'm doing it. I work a 9 to 5, and I also build this on the side, and have been for years. And you can do both. Inconsistency. I start strong, but I can't stick to a plan. This is the most widespread one. I think people make decisions. I want to lose weight. I want to quit smoking. I want to start a business, and they really can't stick to it because you have to become the person that attracts that into your life. What does that mean? That means you have to make sacrifices. You have to make time and then stick with that. You can't really negotiate with yourself afterwards. You say you want something. Do you really want it? And ways we can gain leverage over ourselves, because this is really a battle between ourselves. You have to take yourself through the pain cycle. And what does that mean? Human beings, we are motivated primarily by two things. And that is moving towards pleasure or moving away from pain. And this can be physical pain, psychological pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain. If you take yourself through the pain cycle, that's you reminding yourself, what's going to happen if I don't do this thing that I say I want to do? What's going to happen if I don't start this business? What's going to happen if I stay in my 9 to 5 and never take my skills, package them, create an online business, create wealth, and give myself back time freedom, delay that gratification up front, yeah, to do all these things. But eventually get the reward and the benefits that all these things bring down the road later on. What if I commit to that and I continue to live this life that I'm living, where maybe, I'm not making enough money and I'm living paycheck to paycheck? For some people that are maybe more entry level, if you're mid career, you're probably making decent wages, but you probably don't have creative control, or you're not fulfilled. You're thinking, meh, is this it? Is this what I'm going to do for the next 20, 30 years, however long? And then retire and look back on my life and think that's all I did? Maybe you have a lot more to offer. So the pain involved in that, emotional pain, the pain of regret, or maybe the pain of seeing your family. Maybe you can't go on as many vacations as you want, or maybe you don't have the time freedom because you're constantly working because you're somebody else's, you're working for somebody else's goals or somebody else's business. It's not yours. And you're just working all the time. All of these things are ways you can take yourself through the pain cycle and empower yourself to make a decision by using that pain to make sacrifices today and delay gratification to live that future later on. And a great example of this is Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, where Scrooge is taken through the pain cycle by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. In terms of here's your life before, here's an overview of your past experiences, here's what you're currently going through right now in your experiences, and here's what your life's going to look like if you keep doing this and you'll solve this problem. So that's a great example of what we can use. You can use this in for anything. It's the pain cycle, or the Dickens thought experiment is another way to put it. But that's how you create maybe you already have the goal, but this is how you remind yourself how emotionally compelling this goal is for you to complete it. And that you need to be consistent to do it, just like building muscle and doing the reps. Once again, you have to do the reps. So come up with a plan and don't negotiate with yourself. And every time you see yourself start to negotiate, remind yourself of the pain that you're going to suffer from if you don't do this thing that you said you wanted to do. Commitment is difficult, but either way, you're going to have to pay a price. What price are you willing to pay? That's what it boils down to. It's a mindset thing, ultimately. But having clarity helps. Having clarity on your pain. Next one is no framework for packaging offers. I have skills, but I don't know how to turn into a compelling offer people want to buy. This is similar to the first one, lack of clarity on niche audience. When you solve this problem, it leads into this. This is your next problem. Packaging offers, back to this book again. This is what taught me, and also mentors taught me how to package my offer. And it took months because I learned it. So now I'm helping people do this a lot sooner, so where it doesn't take months. But essentially, you want to learn about guarantees and risk reduction and the value equation, which is how can I make this better, easier, take less time, and there's less effort and sacrifice on my clients' parts or my customers' parts. How does it make their life better in those 4 ways typically? You want to address the dream outcome. You want to increase the perceived likelihood of achieving that dream outcome. And you want to divide that or reduce how long it's going to take and how much effort they're going to need to put into that. That's how you create an irresistible offer. This is more done for you type stuff, though, typically. The more hand-holding stuff you have to do, that puts more on the client. So it's harder to reduce effort and sacrifice if it's like a do-it-yourself service or done-with-you service, because it's on them to do it, which has its own set of problems to solve. Each route you take has its own set of problems based on what your skills solve for is how you're going to create your offers. Do it yourself, done with you, done for you. You can have hybrid models of this stuff, which I'm not going to get too far into based on that, but that's essentially the idea behind creating a framework for packaging your offers. You got to know your skills and what problems you're solving for, because then you package that. So if you guys want specific help with this, I can help you get started on this right now. I'm doing it for free. My skill to offer assessment, if you go to tech2co.net, you fill it out. Literally, I have all the questions already there for you. It takes like 3 minutes. You fill out the form. It's basically an overview of your skills. And you send it to me. I get it. I do some things in the back end. I push a bunch of buttons. And I craft an offer that you can use to present to the market. And it's essentially packaged already for you. So go to tech2co.net, fill out the skilled offer assessment, and book a call with me right after. We'll hop on and I'll show you the offer that I created and I'll tell you how you can use it. So that's it for this video. That's the 6 main pain points that are facing mid-career tech professionals trying to leave their 9-to-5 and start a service-based business. If you guys want more help with this, go to tech2co.net, and thanks for watching.